frame nuke. The queen might be in here. A lot of this is brood, so we'll see. This is the beautiful garden as we head out where the bees are going to live. They'll be coming and pollinating all these wonderful things. And this is the fence that was built just yesterday for the bees.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back to my car and get my suit, and anyone else who wants to suit up, as I mentioned, I brought a couple extra suits. We'll come out, we'll open up take off the screens, let them start to orient. We'll put the boxes on top of the hives, so that they'll orient to the same location as they go in and out, and then we'll go do the other prep.
All right, going to release the bees, set them free. The master keeper, Paul Anderson, at work.
I generally will work from downwind to upwind when I'm working multiple hives in a location, because that way the smells and the activity and stuff is not so noticed, and so it's not building on each other as we go across. So these hives were 2 deep boxes until yesterday afternoon, and so they so these strips right here are Viroxan. It's an extended release oxalic acid treatment. This actually comes out exactly 52 days from when I put the application on.
So it'll cover 2 cycles of birth.
So cover 2 brood cycles.
2 brood cycles.
So when we transfer these, we'll put the we'll go ahead and take them out, because that's the manufacturer's recommended duration of application. You can see here there's 4 holes in the screen, and just because of the orientation and the size of the holes, the bees in the afternoon yesterday, after I put the screen on, they would come in here and they'd find those holes and get into the hive, but then they couldn't find their way out this morning. So that way I had them captured, and I just went out without a suit on and loaded them in the car.
A one-way door.
So, yep. So kind of check valve there. It's really slick. So.
Remember, if you need any bee supplies, Paul Anderson, WY, Wyoming, at Hotmail, 307-631-4969.
And then these extra 5 frames in here. You can see the frames they've just started to, this one they've just started to draw wax on, but here's one that has a lot of nectar in it. These started out as nukes, 5 frames on older frames, and so I transitioned them all onto new frames. So you have all brand new frames like that, so you can kind of see everything coming from start to finish here. So.
About 2 months ago, were they?
Yeah.
Nukes.
Oh wow, it's actually giving me a little breeze.
All the bees buzzing around your head. Looks like a healthy hive. A lot of active bees. A lot of females working hard there. Good sign, in my opinion. My professional opinion.
A little bit.
Because here at the Bees Hive, we're all professionals. We might not all be master beekeepers, but we're all professionals.
Okay, we'll let them do their thing, and we'll go prep their new boxes and
make sure we have a suitable home.
Yep.
These are the super frames. We are spraying them with essentially sugar water to attract the bees to them from their lower frames, so the workers have a reason to leave the queen and go upstairs and start working on building some wax and storing some honey. And Paul Anderson, the master beekeeper, has been doing what he does, making sure that everything works. And without him, I don't know, we wouldn't be doing as good.
So we're spraying the frames with sugar water because this is plastic, which is obviously not a natural surface that the bees would tend to be attracted to attach to, or to work on. So we cover them with sugar water, or get some sugar water on there just so that there's something sweet for them to go hunting for.
So we're enticing them to come up to the super,
Yeah,
and spend some time, get used to your new home, start building on it, and collect the sweetness while you're there.
yeah. And so what the reason I'm doing it over here is because once the bees discover this, they're going to be interested and just kind of be in the way.
So what we're doing is bringing over the flow hives here. The bees have been chilling in the hives that they were sent in right here. They have been finding out what's going on, checking out the area. As you can see, the entrances are very busy. These bees are getting used to their new home, finding out what is going on in the surrounding area. I came out here earlier without a suit on to set one of these down, and I had some bees follow me back, and it was not pleasant. I will say I feel a lot more calm and a lot more happy being in a suit, even though it is a little nerving having the bees around. As you can see down here, the undertaker bee has removed the dead from the hives, so there are many dead bees right there. And these bees are wondering what I'm doing, so we're just going to stay calm, trust the protection, and get the rest of the stuff out here to transition these bees into their new home.
If we pull 3 from the other hive, or from the other box there, to incorporate into here, then we'll have our 10.
Basically, these flow hives have a super of 7 frames, but their frames are wider because they are not natural wax frames. They're plastic frames that they build wax on. And so 7 of those size of frames equals 10 of your traditional, are these called Langstroth frames?
Yes.
Langstroth frames. And so we have carnelian, are they Italian bees?
Carniolan is
Carniolan.
another, it's genetically different from the Italian bee. It's sort of a different breed from a different geographic area.
Basically some empty frames that were kind of new ones you put in there.
These were the other 5 that may have had something in it. This one has eggs in it. So
Yeah,
you can
the
see.
babies.
Yeah. So the queen has been here in the last few days. That frame. So this is just a nectar frame.
Just that's shiny.
Yep.
So we might not see the queen today? Is that
Yes, that's
a probability?
there's a pretty good chance of that. She could be in a wad of bees, kind of protected, or she could have had her abdomen down into a cell laying an egg. And we looked, and so she didn't.
She wasn't
Stand
present
out.
at the time. Okay.
These queens are not marked, which makes it a little bit harder, a lot harder for them to be found.
A little more of a challenge.
Yeah.
Beautiful bees, though.
But,
There's a bunch of bees balling up over there. I wonder if she's over there.
generally, you'll find her like on a frame that has eggs, or very near a frame that has eggs, because she had been laying.
So that's 9, I believe.
Yep.
One more frame, and we are
I'm gonna put a
lock, stock, and barrel with the bees.
frame of that in there. And then what I like to do is put my frames together and center the stack so they're touching. Any gap that's left in here between the frames, the bees will fill with propolis, and then they get effectively wider and wider over time, and then you have a hard time getting them all to fit in the box. So it's good maintenance to just keep that scraped out so that there's no buildup of propolis there.
They are sending out the signal. Some of them, I see them shaking their rumps. They're
Yep.
saying, "This is our new house, people. Get in here. We got a queen to protect." So how long have you been looking for queens?
In my life,
Yeah, like how many years you've been doing this queen searching?
about 10 years.
Okay. It seems like it's become like a love for you. So you built a whole
Yeah,
business around it.
I enjoy it. So it's important that the queen be on top of the queen excluder. So we're going to do our best to make sure that she doesn't get, that the excluder is above the queen.
Right.
I'm not sure what I said.
So she's on the bottom box.
Yeah.
We're going to try and shake all the bees out as much as we can. And then hope that she lands in there. And that she's not
then
out.
we'll put the excluder on top. Get the lid on so that you don't. So she doesn't end up on top.
I will tell you, this is a little different than my first experience with bees. We were looking through pretty much a hive that was about to collapse. Not as much action, bro. I'm
No?
just going to be honest. Was not as much action. This is pretty, like, these bees are moving. They're out and about. Alright, they've already started making their way, trying to explore the area. However, in that excluder, the queen will not be able to move. And now we will put the key to the back. The flow frames in, as you can see, they are thicker, way thicker. There's a base for them already to put the honey in, and then when it's time to harvest, you turn a key, you crack the base, and the honey drops into the bottom there and flows on out. Hence the name, the flow hive. So there have been rumors of an undertaker bee whose specific job it is to take dead bees and drag them out of the hive and throw them out. Is there such a bee, or are multiple bees undertakers?
There are bees that take on that role, it appears. There is a book written by Albert Chubak. He's a beekeeper. Used to live in Salt Lake City, and he's back at his home in Canada now. But he wrote a book, and it's available on Amazon. His last name is spelled C-H-U-B-A-K.
Chubak.
Chubak. And he describes a host of different roles that bees take on. But it's written, it has a lot of illustrations and kind of caricature drawings that kind of help you remember by the way they're drawn what those different roles are. But yeah, the undertaker would be one of those roles. In the moving process, there's always some mortality, and so you see in front of the hives here that there's some dead bees. Those were just there's normal mortality even when they're not moving, but they get kind of concentrated. Any bees that died in the last 15 hours or so, they weren't able to be carried away. Normally they're flown a ways away from the hive, and so you don't see them build up like that. It's just in a situation like this, or in the winter where they can't fly far away, where they just kind of drag them to the door and kick them off the porch. But that's why we see a fair number of bees here on the ground in front of the hive.
Well, the first hive has been installed. We have put the brood box in. The queen is in there, it seems. All the bees are acting as if this is their new home. We have the super on top, the flow hive super. So they will start moving up there to create some delicious, delicious honey. It's right behind that latch right there.
We have a queen here.
Oh, we got a queen. There she is. Oh, she's big.
Yeah.
She's big. Well done, the queen spotter. All right, well, we know that queen is on the frame and heading into her new hive. So that's awesome. And then we can just glance over the frames a little bit more. This hive is very active now that we've opened them up. They are swarming a lot harder than the other bees. I'm saying that's a good sign. Is that a good sign that they're super active?
This hive had more bees in it.
Okay.
And so there's...
So they could be cranking out honey. Like...
Yeah. They'll be getting after it.
So, quick question. Do you think that they're going to need to check for queen cells here in the next couple of months? And make sure that they squash them? Because I know our keeper on the property discovers a queen cell. He actually pulls them off and destroys the queen.
The fact that we've changed the configuration, basically limiting the brood space to here, to one box, where before they were expanded up into the second box, that may trigger some of that swarming tendency, because of the concern of shortage of space.
So send half the hive away because there's not enough room for all of us anymore.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But when you look at a frame here that has brood in it, often there's a a capping of honey on there. Now this was made when this was a single frame or a single box hive. They put that honey in there because that's kind of on the edge of their space. So what can happen if that is too thick is it can dissuade them from moving up into that top box. And produce what's sometimes called a honey wall.
Well, bees are landing on me. I don't know if they're trying to sting or not over there, but definitely landing on me. And yeah, they're all up in my grill. I'm hoping that this net holds up. It's a fair enough distance away from my skin that the stinger can't sneak in, but I did feel something against my head for a second, so who knows, your boy might be getting stung out here any minute. This hive is busy. This hive is straight, it's thriving. Hey, why don't y'all go out and get a quick bite of that alfalfa? Come on back when we're done. That'd be great. Need another super?
So much food. I just got to sort these frames instead of it to keep in there.
Yeah, you want to make it the best 2 remaining frames, right?
Most bees possible.
So he's counting the number of babies, and when he's done with his count, we'll put the ones with the highest count in there. This is wild, people. I mean, I don't know if you guys are feeling this on the camera or not, but I mean, there's a lot of action going on. These guys are trying to find a way into my gloves. And I wasn't totally bright. I thought about bringing my boots and then forgot them at the last minute. And I thought I'll just get a pair of boots while I'm out there. I have been strapped to the property and working my tail off to try and get these boxes set. And so there was no time to get boots. So I have tennis shoes on, and then of course I wear my running socks because they're the most comfortable socks that I have, and I figure I'm going to be on my feet all day. Well, they're also the shortest socks that I have. So I tucked my jeans underneath my heels and tried to seal up down there in that area, and I haven't been stung yet, so I'm probably jinxing myself by saying that. And this is different than the time that I was handling those bees. I guess that was about a week ago, which is crazy how much gets done in a week. This is a different type of interaction with the bees, so I'm glad for it. I'm feeling pretty calm amidst the craziness. All right, there are our 2 hives. As you can see, our Flow Hive Classic over here. We kept a natural look for the brood and the super box, but we painted the top and sealed it up so it protected the bees, because we're here to save the bees. And then the Flow Hive 2, which is the newer version of the Flow Hive, we painted white all the way around. These bees are very, very active. They're very excited about their new home. So they are making their way in. A couple of different configurations on the landings. A couple of different configurations on the bottom stand part. But same great Flow Hive. Now we set the bees down to find their way in. We identified the queen here. We know she's inside. So all these bees will make their way back into their new home. And it has been a weekend of work, people. I cannot tell you exactly what's gone on, because I'm not sure that I'm 100% on it all. But what we have done is we have increased the bee population. How many bees in each box would you say total?
This one's probably 25,000, that was probably 35, 40,000.
So we have increased the bee population around the world in Colorado by about 55,000 bees maybe more, maybe 60. You know, a couple of million in Bulgaria, you know, a couple 100,000 in Wyoming one day. And we have done our job. One, we just want to thank Paul so much for everything he's done, Prairie Wind Bee Supply. Can't tell you how grateful we are as a community for what you've done for us. And, you know, we're on the same mission, right?
Yeah,
we're trying to increase the bee population and keep these beautiful little insects doing what they do, which is feeding us. One of every 3 bites of food is, you know, due to pollinators. And the bees obviously are the best pollinators, though there are others. There's the beautiful hives. There's the beautiful tree. And buzz, buzz, people. Save the bees.